Hi and welcome to Gamers Web. My name's Mark, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new magazine from Hachette, Partworks and Games Workshop. This is Warhammer Age of Sigmar Mortal Realms, and this is issue 1 of a weekly partwork that will build up into two forces for you to actually play your games of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Your forces will be the Bone Reapers from the Undead from Nagash, and from the Sigmar Stormhosts you will be able to play as the Stormhosts themselves. Okay, so this is a brand new magazine. It's literally just come out. It's in 80 parts. Part 1 is £2.99, as we can see here, and part 2 is £5.99, and then the rest of the parts are £7.99, and they come with a lot of stuff. This comes with 13 miniatures, 6 dice and a ruler, and it also comes with a battle mat as well, I think, which you can actually use to play your games. Yes, it does come with a battle mat. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the back of the box and see what we've got. Okay, so comes in a hard-ish plastic box. A little bit like the first one they did for the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest last year, which came with like 3 Space Marines and some paints. And then look on the back, and it's got lots of things on. Issue 1, we get these Night Ghosts, Nighthaunts, and some Stormhosts, some dice, and other bits and pieces, a range ruler, and the magazine itself, and the playmat. Then we get some Undead in issue 2, some Sigmarites in issue 3, and some Undead in issue 4. I don't know what any of these guys are, because I don't play Age of Sigmar, so we are discovering this together. Right, so as I say, it builds up in 80 parts. And what I'm going to do is just quickly take this off this very big backing, and then we can actually delve straight in. So just bear with me 1 second, and I shall be right back. Okay, right, so let's crack on. Okay, so we have a wee plastic blister pack, which contains our miniatures, which is 13 miniatures, 6 dice, and the basis for the Undead miniatures. We get a plastic range ruler, which goes from 1 to 12 inches and is flexible. We get our magazine, which tells us what's coming in issue 2. So we have the Nighthaunts, and then we also have these Stormcast reinforcements with heavy ballisters and a pot of Retributor armour, and we have Corax White and a paintbrush in issue 2. And then we have a poster of the Mortal Realms, which I've not seen, because basically it's all brand new to me. I think this is the cover. Yep. So so it's a big poster. That'll look very nice up on the wall, and it basically, this is just advertising blurb that tells you what you get in the magazine. They did this with the Conquest one as well, and when you build up, you collect. All of this stuff comes with all 80 issues. So you get all this for Stormcast Eternals, all this for the Nighthaunts, and all this terrain as well. 99% of this has actually been released in some form or other by Games Workshop over the past few years for Age of Sigmar, but some of it gives you a very good saving. There's a link, I put a link down in the description down here somewhere to a video that shows you the savings that Chapter Master Varric, I think it's done the video, that you're going to get by collecting the first 11 issues of Mortal Realms, and the saving is something like £95, so fantastic. This is a brand new miniature. She is a character that's in issue 5 or 6 of the magazine. I'm not exactly sure, because I'm brand new to it myself. Okay, right, so let's crack on. Oh, we also get this as well, the War in the Underworld, which is a brief introduction to the underworlds of the Age of Sigmar, the Mortal Realms. And then this is our playmat to play the game on, double-sided. Okay, so break this down as easy as possible. We've had a quick look at what we get in the magazine, so we'll have a look at little bit more in depth at the magazine itself in a moment, and the miniatures. Okay, so a plastic range ruler, broken down into inches. It's a foot long. Not really much I can say about that apart from it's a range ruler. We get, if you just bear me a second, I'm just going to slice this open. I thought I'd taken all the tape off it, but obviously I haven't. They're quite well packed, so at least that's one thing. Right, so we have our Stormhosts, which are moulded in this gold colour, and this is just going to pop everywhere, I can guarantee it. There we go. And we have our Nighthaunts, which are in the teal colour plastic. Okay, so 6 standard dice. The bases for the Nighthaunts and the bases for the Stormhosts are already on the miniatures themselves, which is quite good. These are going to paint up quite well. I have painted a couple of these up in the past when Games Workshop gave them away on White Dwarf magazine. They're very nice. I like the fact that they're in a gold colour because you know, that's the predominant colour. Makes it quite easy if you're not used to painting, and this is your first foray into the gaming hobby, which is what this magazine is aimed at. It's not aimed at seasoned gamers, it's aimed at people who are new to the hobby. And these are the Nighthaunts. Very nice looking models, very ethereal, lots and lots of chains and rasps, and you can see these just floating across the battlefield, and they just snip off and go into the bases. Right, so that's the miniatures, very, very quickly. And then with all Partworks, the first issue is normally setting up what you're going to get in the rest of the magazine. So that's what I imagine this would be. It talks about the Age of Sigmar, Shyish, the Realm of Death, and your first battle. And then we've got what's coming in issue 2 and issue 3, which we've already looked at. Okay, so Realms of the Age of Sigmar. Okay, so for those of you who are new to Warhammer and Warhammer Fantasy Battle and Warhammer Age of Sigmar, about 6 or 7 years ago, Games Workshop basically did an end of times event with their Warhammer Fantasy Battle game, and they destroyed the world. They destroyed the universe that it was all set on, and restarted again with Age of Sigmar. Now, Sigmar was one of the characters from the original Warhammer, along with Nagash, who is this bad dude here. He's the god of the Undead, and the Sigmar is like the Empire god, he's the Thunderer. He's often represented by these twin comets, because that's when that was a symbol for when he was born. There were rumours that Sigmar was actually the Emperor from 40k, but we'll come across that when we go through the magazines at some point, hopefully. Alright, so this issue breaks down to the history, Stormcast Eternals, Sequitors, Nighthaunts, Chain Rasps, how to build your Chain Rasps, how to paint your miniatures, Eve of the Battle, and your Shyish map, which is we already look at. So this is basically talking about his return to the mortal realms. I know nothing about Age of Sigmar, really, apart from the fact that it follows on from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, because I've never really played it. I've played a couple of games, but not really enough to actually know as much as I do about 40k. Okay, so it's going to be fun actually learning. Okay, so issue 2 is delivered to your door if you go via subscription. This just basically tells you what you get for your subscription offers if you actually sign up for the subscription. If you sign up for a subscription, please read the small print, because if you just decide to sign up in, say, 4 or 5 weeks' time, unless you start from issue 1, you will not get any of these free things at all. I know that because I got stung by that with the Warhammer Conquest. Okay, so Stormcast Eternals, the shining warriors of Stormcast Eternals strike bolts and lightning hurled by the God King Sigmar himself. No foe can withstand their might, and their victories are many. Okay, they are asexual. They don't have any discerning features that make them male or female. Their armour could be male, it could be female, and as I said earlier, one of the special characters is a female. They're very bright, all this lovely gold coloured armour. Secretors, these are the guys who are trained in magic. And they have got magical weapons such as hammers, and which is the symbol of Sigmar. These are all the war gear, so Spirit Flask, Consecrated Pengrant, Storm Smite Great Mace, Plume and Crest, Enchanted Robes. They look very much like the Ultramarines in Warhammer 40k. If you imagine that as fantasy Space Marines, you're not far off. Nighthaunts, raised from the dead by Nagash's magical experiments, the Nighthaunts have burst forth from the grave and barrow. Their ice-cold claws and sliding blades have already carved a path of death and terror across the mortal realms. Right, okay, and this goes into a little bit of the background for the Nighthaunts and the Chain Rasps. Chain Rasps are one of the most numerous of the spirits that make up the Nighthaunt processions. These bitter geists are created from the souls of the most vicious prisoners to have ever lived in the mortal realms. In death they were chains that bound them in life, howling in misery and anger as they drag their bonds. They are held together only by their hatred of those who are still alive. Quite nice. And then we've got these different types of Geists, which is the old G-H-E-I-S-T. Geist is the old Anglian word for ghost. So that's where we get the poltergeist from. If I'm wrong, just let me know in the comments. Then we've got how to build your secateurs and chain rasps. Basically, as with the Warhammer 40,000 magazine, it shows you what part goes onto what part. They're all very, very simple. There's going to be no extras to worry about, because they just snap fix. And then how to paint your miniatures, which you're not going to be able to do with this issue because you don't get any paints. And then you've got your how to play, so it tells you how to actually go through your movement and your attack phases and how many dice you should roll, how to remove your models. And then we get back to what's coming in the next couple of issues. And that is the end of the magazine. Now, as I say, I'm fairly new to Age of Sigmar. I know enough about the game to actually muddle my way through and learn with you guys, but I'm going to give away a copy of this magazine, and here's one I prepared earlier. Right, so I'll set a wee competition, which I'll leave the description down below, and the details will also be on Gamers Web. This is our first issue look through. We will try and do all of, I will try and look through all 80 issues. Not done so bad so far. Conquest is on issue 71, and I've missed 2 out of 71. That's because my news agent didn't get them. So, fingers crossed. Right, so subscribe to Gamers Web and hit the notification bell down here somewhere. I think the link's down this side for you to actually keep abreast of every issue when they come out, and we'll be looking at these weekly. There won't be one next week because this is a brand new magazine, and with Partworks, the first 2 weeks is issue 1, and then it'll be 2 weeks time that issue 2 will go up. So thank you for tuning in. If you've got any comments, please email us at gamerswebmail@gmail.com, or visit us on the Facebook page and also on Gamers Web itself. And please like and share and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because it means a lot. Not done too bad. In over a year, we've got over 100 subscribers in over a year, so thanks for everybody tuning in. As always, I've been Mark, and thank you for visiting Gamers Web.